Every year, millions of American farmers, homesteaders, and backyard animal keepers spend hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars on commercial feed, bags of pellets, grain supplements, protein mixes. And every season, those prices climb a little higher. For retirees and families on fixed incomes, that cost doesn't just hurt, it quietly threatens the whole operation. But what if one tree, planted once in a corner of your yard, could feed your chickens, goats, rabbits, and cattle for the next 20 years, without you buying another bag? That's exactly what this video is about. I'm sharing practical, life-changing ideas like this every week on Zero to Purpose, a channel for people who want to live more self-sufficiently, more intentionally, and with a lot less financial pressure. If that sounds like you, subscribing means these calm, useful ideas will just show up. No searching needed. I'm really glad you found your way here. Let's start. What tree is this? The tree is called Moringa oleifera. You may have heard it called the miracle tree, the drumstick tree, or simply Moringa. It's native to South Asia but now grows across tropical and subtropical regions, including parts of the American South, Southwest, and anywhere with a warm climate or a greenhouse. What earns it the name Immortal tree is simple. Cut it back and it regrows. Hit it with drought and it survives. Plant it in poor, sandy soil and it still produces. It doesn't ask for perfect conditions, it just grows. Quietly, steadily, and generously. For any homesteader or self-sufficient family looking for a sustainable, low-maintenance solution, this tree is rare in the best possible way. Why feed costs are draining families. This is a quiet problem that doesn't make headlines, but millions of American families feel it every single month. Commercial feed costs have risen sharply in recent years, driven by supply chain pressures, fuel prices, and grain market shifts. For small-scale farmers and retirees keeping animals on fixed incomes, that slow financial bleed is real. Many people who built a self-sufficient lifestyle around their animals, their chickens, their goats, their small herd, are now questioning whether they can keep it going. Not because they lack dedication, but because the cost of sustaining it keeps rising. Moringa doesn't eliminate every expense, but it is a long-term investment that puts meaningful control back in your hands. One tree, planted once, producing for decades. Tip 1. Moringa leaves as high-protein animal feed. This one matters because it solves a quiet problem most small farmers and homesteaders live with every single day. The high cost and constant dependency on commercial protein supplements without adding more pressure, complexity, or expense to your life. The reason this works is simple. Moringa leaf meal is one of the most protein-dense plant sources available to livestock farmers. It respects how real farm life functions. It doesn't depend on perfect weather, a large budget, or consistent access to a feed store. It works even during tight months, which is exactly why it lasts as a system. To start, all you need is one moringa cutting or seedling and a patch of ground that gets decent sunlight. If you already have that, you're ready. What you're doing is growing a living feed supplement right on your property. Moringa leaves contain a high level of crude protein, making them genuinely comparable to expensive commercial protein additives that farmers pay premium prices for. These leaves can feed chickens, goats, cattle, rabbits, pigs, and even fish in aquaponic systems. No optimizing, no overthinking. You grow it, you harvest it, you feed it. To keep it going, focus on just one thing, a simple cutting back technique called pollarding, where you trim the tree to about waist height every 6 to 8 weeks. That single action encourages dense, bushy regrowth packed with fresh leaves, and that's enough to maintain a steady, productive harvest cycle. Over time, this doesn't just reduce your feed bill, it changes how your operation feels. Less financial friction, more confidence going into each season, a quiet sense of security, knowing your animals have a healthy, reliable food source growing right outside. A small thing that makes this even easier is drying and powdering the excess leaves during peak harvest periods. Dried moringa leaf powder stores well and can be mixed into feed during winter months or dry spells when the tree slows down. You don't need to do this right away, but when you're ready, it smooths the whole process and makes the system truly year-round. Tip 2. Moringa pods and seeds as supplemental feed. This one matters because most people only think of moringa leaves, and in doing so, they leave half the tree's value sitting unused. The pods and seeds represent a completely separate nutritional layer, and tapping into them makes your system even more productive and self-sufficient without any additional planting. The reason this works is that moringa pods and seeds deliver a different nutritional profile than the leaves. While the leaves are rich in protein and vitamins, the seeds are oil-rich and energy-dense, making them a genuinely valuable supplement for poultry and pigs, which need healthy dietary fats for productive growth and consistent egg-laying. This isn't the same benefit restated. It's an entirely distinct contribution from the same tree. To start, simply allow some of your moringa trees to mature past the leaf harvest stage. Young, tender pods will begin forming on the branches. What you're doing is harvesting those young pods, often called drumsticks, before they fully harden. These can be fed directly to goats, pigs, and chickens, or chopped and mixed into feed. As the pods mature and dry, the seeds inside can be extracted, lightly crushed, and added to feed rations as a fat supplement. To keep this going, rotate your trees so that some are always in a leaf production cycle and others are allowed to pod. That simple rotation creates a continuous layered harvest without ever overextending any single tree. Over time, this pod and seed system adds a productive dimension to your land that feels almost surprising. The same tree that cuts your protein costs is now also reducing your need for commercial fat supplements. Less waste, more yield, a more complete, sustainable feeding system from a single planting decision. A small tip that helps: mark your pod cycle trees with a simple tag or stake so you don't accidentally pollard them during leaf harvest season. It takes 30 seconds and saves you from losing a valuable pod crop. Tip 3. Moringa as a living fence that feeds. This one matters because it solves two quiet problems at once: the need for practical land boundaries and the ongoing cost of animal feed. Without requiring two separate investments, two separate projects, or two separate maintenance routines. The reason this works is elegant in its simplicity. Moringa grows tall and dense when planted in close rows, making it a natural, productive boundary for any homestead or small farm. It doesn't just mark your property line, it actively works for you every single day. A living fence that feeds your animals is a sustainable system in the truest sense, because every element serves a purpose and nothing is wasted. To start, plant moringa cuttings approximately 2 to 3 feet apart in a straight row along the boundary you want to establish. What you're doing is creating a living structure that your animals can graze from naturally. Goats, cattle, and even rabbits will browse the lower branches as they overhang the grazing area. You don't need to harvest and carry the feed to them. In many cases, the animals simply eat directly from the fence line during their normal grazing movement. No optimizing. No complex feeding schedule. To keep it going, trim the fence row on a regular basis, just as you would with any pollarding cycle. The trimmings that fall can be gathered and distributed to other animals so nothing goes to waste. Over time, this living fence doesn't just improve your farm's self-sufficiency, it changes how your land feels. More intentional, more productive. A quiet, life-changing shift from a passive boundary to an active, working part of your healthy homestead ecosystem. A small pro tip: plant a double row if your land allows. The inner row feeds your animals, and the outer row creates a denser privacy and wind barrier. Same maintenance effort, doubled benefit. If this is helpful so far, go ahead and give it a like. It tells YouTube to share this with more farmers and homesteaders who need it. And I'm genuinely curious, are you already growing moringa, or is this your first time hearing about it? Either way, drop it in the comments. Which tip felt the most realistic for where you are right now? I actually read every comment, and your answer might shape a future video. See you down there. Tip 4. How fast it grows. This one matters because one of the most common reasons people hesitate to plant trees as a long-term feed solution is the fear of waiting. Most productive trees take years before they deliver any meaningful return. That waiting period is a real barrier, especially for seniors and retirees who want results within a reasonable, practical time frame. The reason moringa is different is its extraordinary growth rate. Under good conditions, a moringa tree can reach significant height within its first growing season. More importantly, the first leaf harvest is possible within 60 to 90 days of planting a healthy cutting. not years from now, but within the same season you plant it. This makes it one of the rare trees that functions more like a fast-growing crop than a slow-developing investment. To start, plant your cutting in warm, well-drained soil after the last frost. In southern U.S. states, that window opens early. In cooler climates, starting in a pot indoors and transplanting after frost is a simple, effective approach. What you're doing is investing once, time, a cutting, and a small patch of ground, and watching that investment begin returning value before the season ends. No optimizing, no waiting years for proof that it's working. To keep the growth momentum going, focus on one thing in those first weeks: consistent watering during establishment. Once the roots take hold, Moringa becomes remarkably drought-tolerant and largely self-sufficient. Over time, this rapid growth changes the mental equation entirely. It removes the psychological barrier of long-term waiting and replaces it with early, visible proof that your decision was the right one. You plant it today, and before summer ends, your chickens are already eating from it. That early win builds confidence and makes the whole system feel real. A small tip that accelerates results: plant cuttings rather than seeds whenever possible. Cuttings root faster, establish more quickly, and deliver that first harvest sooner, making the early return on your investment even more tangible. Tip 5. It also feeds your family. This one matters because it bridges two separate goals: reducing animal feed costs and improving your family's nutrition, into a single, unified system. Most farm investments serve one purpose. This one quietly serves your whole household, making it one of the most genuinely life-changing planting decisions a self-sufficient family can make. The reason this works is that moringa leaves are widely regarded as one of the most nutrient-dense foods on Earth. They are rich in vitamins A and C, calcium, iron, and essential amino acids. For seniors especially, these are exactly the nutrients that support healthy aging, strong bones, and sustained energy. And they're growing right outside the door. To start, when you harvest your next batch of moringa leaves for your animals, simply set a separate, clean portion aside for your kitchen. What you're doing is turning one harvest into two: a healthy meal ingredient for your family and a protein-rich supplement for your animals, from the same branches in the same session. The leaves can be added fresh to soups, stews, and smoothies, or dried and used as a nutritious powder in cooking. No separate garden plot, no separate effort, no extra investment. To keep this going, build the habit of a split harvest. One basket for the animals, one basket for the family. That small distinction is enough to make both systems work consistently. Over time, this doesn't just reduce your grocery and feed expenses, it transforms how your household relates to your land. Your property becomes a productive, healthy, sustainable source of nourishment for every living thing on it. That shift is quiet, but it's deeply meaningful for any family building a self-sufficient life. A small tip that makes this even more practical: dry a monthly batch of moringa leaves and store the powder in a sealed jar in your kitchen. A teaspoon added to morning oatmeal, a smoothie, or a bowl of soup is enough to deliver a meaningful nutritional boost, especially valuable for seniors managing energy, bone health, and immune function naturally. Priority bonus tip: remove the friction of starting. Here's something most people miss, and it matters more than researching another feed alternative or planning the perfect planting schedule. The single biggest reason people don't start with moringa isn't money, it isn't land size, it isn't climate. It's the quiet belief that they need better conditions than they currently have. Better soil, more space, a warmer location, a bigger budget. So they wait, and the feed bills keep coming. Here's what's actually true. Moringa was practically designed for imperfect conditions. It thrives in poor, sandy, low-nutrient soil that most other productive plants struggle in. It tolerates drought far better than most crops. It grows in containers, in tight spaces, along fence lines, in the corner of a yard that gets overlooked. You don't need a farm. You don't need perfect land. You don't need a large investment to begin. One cutting, one corner of your yard. That's genuinely enough to start a system that will feed your animals and your family for the next 20 or more years. The life-changing insight here is this: The barrier isn't resources. It's the belief that you need more than you actually do. Remove that belief, and the whole project becomes simple. Plant one cutting this week, imperfectly, in whatever soil you have. That single action is worth more than another month of research and waiting. For seniors and retirees especially, this matters deeply. You have the patience, the land awareness, and the long-term thinking that makes a system like this work beautifully. You don't need to start big. You just need to start. You don't need to overhaul your farm or your homestead. You don't need a perfect plan or a large budget. What changes things is one intentional decision, made quietly, without fanfare, that starts working for you and keeps working for years. Moringa is that decision for a lot of families across America. One tree, planted once, feeding animals and nourishing a household for over 20 years. Sustainable, self-sufficient, and genuinely life-changing in the most practical, grounded way possible. Pick one idea from today, just one, and act on it this week, imperfectly, in whatever conditions you have. That's how real, lasting progress actually starts. And if you want more calm, practical ideas like this, subscribe to Zero to Purpose. This channel is for people building a quieter, more self-sufficient life, without waste, without overwhelm, and without burning out trying to get there. Thanks for spending this time here. It genuinely means something. I'll see you in the next one.